guys, I actually have a couple video logs that I've recorded, and for some reason I can't get my iCloud to back up and to show what I've recorded. It's only showing what it wants to. So I'm in the process of getting those kinks worked out, but so I figured when you see me like this for a video, this is my lazy position, okay? This is the position that I really don't feel like doing it, and what I was trying to do is not working, so this is my last resort. But I have stuff that's really important to talk about, like stuff that I touched on in the video logs that I'm like, damn, that would be a really good video. So what I wanted to touch on that I was discussing in my video log earlier is that whenever I did the 5-MeO toad venom. Now, for those of you who don't know, what the 5-MeO toad venom is. There are toads that are found, I think, in Mexico, and they have these pus. Um, they have these. It's like a lymph nodes that you can squeeze pus out of, and it's actually poisonous if you consume it. But when you cure it, you dry it, you squirt it on glass and you dry it and then smoke it, it's actually 100 times stronger than DMT, I want to say, or LSD or something. Anyway, it's the strongest hallucinogen that you can get. Well, what I realized whenever I did the toad venom is that um, all of the pain and heartache and sadness that I've ever experienced in life was worth it to come to that point in which I dissolved completely and reality dissolved into a bright white light. And I just started bawling and crying and crying and crying all of my pain, purging all my trauma, all my pain, and all of it was worth it for that moment. It was such a beautiful moment that I had to go through the pain and sadness and heartache in order to feel that happy and that deep of love and that perfection that I experienced. Um, and the effects lasted for about 5 days. I would think of the situation and all of my chakras would open up. Um, and I was actually fortunate enough to have gotten to take more doses home with me. And so I microdosed about 5 or 6 different times after that, like a few days apart, I would microdose. And I just really set an intention to heal from trauma and to understand the totality of the universe and what is this little speck of consciousness doing in the sea of bliss. It's like a mask that we're wearing, and we're just here to burn off karmas. And I feel like I was it tried to make me understand that I'm here on an assignment to do everything in life which someone can do given my upbringing and, background, and to do everything that I could do to enjoy my life, to do everything, to travel, to love, to have joy, to laugh, um, all of the things that I ever wanted to do, that I'm supposed to come here and do it. And nothing can stop me. No one can stop me, and my pain and my trauma can't stop me as long as I don't let it. And that things do work out for me. Like, I had the distinctive feeling after that first strong dose, and I did a couple doses, like really strong doses, like 10-second hits 2 days in a row. And my shaman was actually ended up being my boyfriend. We fell deeply in love. Whenever I took that hit and looked up at him, I was just like, oh my God, the deepest love ever. And we're no longer together anymore because sometimes it's just not the right time, and sometimes people are just going through things, and it's not necessarily the healthiest situation for me. So I'm sure he's probably watching this now, and he understands, but I'll forever be grateful for what he did to help me heal. And we had a couple like really powerful healing sessions that he's helped me with. And yeah, I don't want the toad venom to be all about him, and it's hard not to make it that way because I have a codependence within me that I have this mindset that one person is the end all be all, and that's not true. You know, I think that we have many soulmates and we have many people who come in and out of our life to teach us things, and it's not one person that's going to make or break me. And I have to learn to find happiness in solitude. I have to find the Nine of Cups, happiness on my own, and I have to learn to coexist independently. You know, like I need to become my best self so that I can have my greatest partner eventually. And just the failure of that relationship made me realize that being tied down to one person could probably limit me. You know, like there's a lot of really awesome people that I want to meet and hang out with and travel with and, you know, just have experiences with. And I don't want to stay with that person. Like, I want to have like a really awesome experience with different people. And I think that sound, I don't know, that might sound weird, but it's just kind of like I want to be a free spirit, you know? Um, I'm just like a wanderer, you know? And I'm just starting to realize that after the failure of that relationship, as well as purging trauma and like realizing that I don't need to be with any one person, that's not my happiness, you know? And for so long I've thought that it was, and it's not, you know? And I'm just so grateful to have this mindset because for so long, you know, I just wanted to find my twin flame and my true love and my soulmate and so on and so forth. And you know who's my soulmate? I am. I'm my soulmate. But so yeah. So yeah, a good like 5 days after those two really strong doses, I kept all of my chakras and my energy would expand outwards and open up. And I just began to realize that I was stepping into the 5D and that things were going to start unfolding for me, like manifesting and unfolding wealth, abundance, and not just financial abundance, but also like abundant self-esteem, abundant love of family, abundant happiness, abundant travel, abundant satisfaction, abundant spiritual awareness, consciousness, everything. Things for so long I had looked at things as though, oh, things don't work out for me. Oh, I can't do this because I'm a felon. I can't do that because I was a drug addict. Da 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 da. And so long I've worn this like backpack of like heavy rocks, like bricks, and each brick was something that I had been through and I carried it around with me, and I had like basically like a victim mentality that, oh, well, I was this or I did that, so therefore I'll never have that, I'll never be this, you know. But those things can't hold me back, and as long as I keep that mindset, you know, like when I first moved here and got clean off heroin and meth, I was an intravenous user and it was all day every day, and I couldn't have a job, and I couldn't have a healthy relationship. I couldn't function, you know. And whenever I moved here, I couldn't find a job. I had no car. I had to walk everywhere looking for jobs. No one would hire me. It was so depressing and I was so broke and it was so stressful. And finally I got a job at Dollar Tree, and I worked at Dollar Tree for 6 months managing, and I saved up the money and I got my business account, my business permit, my reserved a name for my company, and you know, my business insurance and all that stuff. And now I've converted to cleaning full time, and it's just crazy to have the freedom that I have. And it's, for me, it's a really huge deal because before, you know, I couldn't even, Dollar General wouldn't even hire me, Waffle House wouldn't even hire me. You know, like everything felt so hopeless for a while there, and it was so stressful. And I had that convict mentality that, oh, this has happened, so no one's giving me a chance. And it's hard to take that situation and still remain hopeful when you can't even get like a minimum wage job. You know what I mean? It's so stressful. And so, yeah, after the toad venom, I was realizing that things are going to unfold for me and I will be able to create and compound wealth. You know, eventually I would like to have like be self-sustained and have like a farm or at least a large piece of property with chickens and cows and grow all my own vegetables and fruits and just depend completely on myself as much as I can. You know, I like to have like solar power and greenhouses and all kind of shit, you know, whatever it takes. But now I'm just at the very baby stage in my business and I'm just trying to remain positive and try new things and work on my spirituality and try to be happy where I'm at in this place right now as much as I can be and just continue to think of things in a positive way and to grow and understand what is God as much as I can, you know? What is this consciousness? What is this life? What is this speck of consciousness? So, yeah, that's where I'm at. If you watched my video on the Kali mantra, you saw me talking about one of the times that I did the toad venom and I looked in the mirror and my eyes like turned into light and then it like a kaleidoscope of light came out of me and I turned into like this beautiful teenage girl that was just so, oh my god, it was so incredible. I just looked in the mirror and I was just turned in and I was listening to the song by Miley Cyrus, We Can't Stop, and I turned that shit as loud as it would go and I was just fucking dancing and crying and just I looked like one of those fucking hippies that you see at Woodstock dancing in circles. Like that's how I fucking felt, y'all. Now I understand why they're dancing around like that. For real, man. Yeah. But yeah, that was like the distinctive feeling is that it's all worth it. It was all worth it, you know? And I'm grateful for every last bit of it. And I look forward to doing it again. I would like to do ayahuasca. Um, all these healing psychedelics and shamans and all that shit is so cool to me. It's so interesting. If you've ever heard of shamanism, or if you have or haven't, look it up. It's interesting. Um, but yeah, so the video that I'm working on now is gonna be I have on footage like proof of my astrology teacher seeing my astral body while he was answering one of my questions on his Q&A for his YouTube channel. And I would just like to talk about what I felt, how I had that experience, and just show you the footage because it's really cool and interesting. So be on the lookout for that. If you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, comment, and like I said, DM me if you would like to. And also, if I haven't answered it, it's because I'm either busy or I haven't seen it yet. But I'll do my best to get back with you. And don't you know that I love you to death? You're the most beautiful thing God ever created. Long live the infinite creator.